This is the Milo Sweet Podcast, where you'll learn to get unstuck. Start now. Conquer life's challenges by learning to do difficult. Find quick and clever ways to overcome. Wait, did you think life was going to be easy? Remember, all of your excuses are now dead to me. Let's get started. Guess what time it is? It's time for you to hit the subscribe button and find just 1% that you think will benefit from this. But if you're feeling a little generous, right? Or you're super free with your time right now, probably doing nothing because you're listening to this. Well, maybe if you're doing something, actually just make yourself free right now. Hit subscribe. What are you waiting for? Hit it. Come on. Hit subscribe. Welcome to the show, Sam. Thanks so much for joining me. Can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Samantha. I am a single woman in Portland, but huge passion for fitness and coaching and working with kids specifically. So I have been doing that for probably, over 10 years for sure. But
wow.
Big passion of mine. And luckily I also get to do that with my job for work, working with kid athletes. So it's pretty cool to turn your passion into your job as well. But that's where I spend a lot of my time.
How did you recognize that you had a passion for working with kids?
So I have kind of always, as a former athlete, just always being around a team and playing. I realized it was something that sparked a ton of joy in myself. And then just kind of growing up, I just always really connected with kids. So I'm like a big advocate in adding value, I guess you could say. And that would be something that I always just felt like I could pass on, whether it was enthusiasm or joy or fun. I always connected with kids and seemed to enjoy that. And kids actually did as well. So I've kind of just been continuing to try and see where I can serve and inspire kids to just believe in themselves. That's probably my favorite thing about working with kids is they're so they kind of just believe what you tell them, which could be bad and good. But I think there's something super powerful when you look at a kid and you say I believe in you. And I think that has been something that has been very contagious in the fact that I want to continue doing that. Is it's super rewarding when you see kids just believe in themselves a little bit differently than they did before. And whether that's just through being brave or trying new things or showing commitment or perseverance. That's probably one of the things I love the most about working with kids.
That's amazing. I think that's something, for those listening out there, my 4 listeners, I do want to make that super clear. It's that's something that Sam really has taught me. I knew that I believed in my kids, but I think having the ability to really develop that skill was super helpful. So how does someone, if you gave them one tip, how do you start believing in your, wait, hold on. Do you hear that noise?
I heard something for a second, but I don't hear anything anymore.
Okay. I might just have to edit that. That's fine. So how do you teach someone to believe in their kids? They're at home right now. Maybe they're on a hamster wheel of torture right now. Where do they start? Where do you start if you're okay, I believe in you. I believe you can annoy me. I believe you can get on my nerves. I believe you tire me out and take all my energy. You eat the last of the ice cream. How do you flip that and say, I really believe in the good in you?
So I think something that has allowed me, to be successful with working with kids, first off is just to approach things in a fun way. So I think you need kids to be receptive to you, but they're also so aware of authenticity. So being aware of what type of energy you bring. But it's funny because I think kids are quite simple in the sense that if you're genuine, they can tell when you're genuine and paying attention, and they're just so aware, whether that's consciously or subconsciously. So for me, I think it's really important to, one, make things fun so kids can be engaged. And I think that is where you'll create an environment that they're going to be receptive to what you're saying. But being like really authentic and genuine is probably the best tool I've been able to find. But I think with anything with kids, getting them to be engaged, there has to be like a fun factor. And I think that's probably why I connect with kids, is I'm super silly and I have no no ego. It's not like I don't show up as like an adult. I just show up to have fun and connect with kids. And I think it's just funny how aware of that they are, and that they know that they can be themselves, which is cool because I get to see certain sides of kids that I don't think you would necessarily get to see just as like a stranger or an acquaintance. But for me, yeah, having fun with them first so that they know that you have their best interests. And then there's like this respect that comes with that. So fun, and then being authentic and genuine. But to just like looking, like eye contact is another good one with kids, to just like connect at a different level. Because I think there's just so many ways we connect, and it's not just like verbal. There's a lot of things that go into it. So that is what I would say as well.
I actually think that's super solid, because one of my biggest tips for anyone on homeschooling or in parenting, it's like just being really honest. Even if you suck at something, kids really appreciate if you're like super, super honest about it, to say, hey, I'm not that good at that right now. But I'm working on it. Like I tried running. Well, I'm still running with my kids, and it's like, I'm not that good at it, but I'm working on it, and they really value that, and they value my input that I share from working on it. So if someone's at home right now and they're thinking, okay, there's no sports right now, my kids usually, they have a team they're a part of, and they're not a part of that right now. Like, what are some tips that parents can get for like starting to coach and maybe having their kids sharpening those skills during COVID instead of lose them?
That's funny. Yeah, so one of the best things I think I ever have like come to terms with is I'm never going to be like the best. Like, there's always people that are out there that are better than you. I think putting down the desire to like, I have to be qualified or equipped with certain skills before I can like step out to like teach people or like play with kids. So like one of the like just doing random stuff, like realizing you don't have to be good at anything, trying random new things. I think kids are always constantly learning and absorbing and taking things in, so they kind of have a different lens than we do as adults anyways. So for us to like realize like it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be super structured all the time. I am like the biggest advocate as far as coaching goes of like evolving if it's not working, and just like changing it up. Then okay, like we tried this, not working necessarily, like flip the script. Asking kids like what they want to do, like what was your favorite part, what would be kind of fun to try today, having their input. I think anytime you get kids to have their own input, they're a little more invested in the idea as well. So that would be like the one thing. It doesn't have to be like the most structured, well thought out plan necessarily. Like having just the courage to just try new things, to keep kids guessing and having them engaged, and they're just always learning. So I think like focusing in on that it doesn't have to be traditional, I guess.
I think that's really helpful, because that kind of helped me. I thought, I'm like, I have to be a really good runner, and I have to, and the truth is I just had to show up for my kids, and they were like really brutally honest about where I was, but they were also super proud of my progress and my commitment to it. And I think that was a way for us to connect.
All right, that's another episode in the books. Hello? Hello? I said it's over. Why are you still listening? Like, seriously, the episode is over. If you're still listening right now, you know what? You're probably a chronic procrastinator. Guess what? I'm still listening to. Come on, for real, seriously. We gotta go do something productive. No, like for real. No, for real. Okay, you can keep listening.